everybody. Want to thank Al Heyman, Luis DeCubas, my manager. Want to thank Steven Espinoza and Showtime. Thank everybody for coming out today. And we got a big fight on our hands, but that's good. That's what boxing needs, is big fights. And I want to be someone to help deliver that to the boxing world. I'm sure he does too. Coming off of an 11-month layoff after the Canelo fight, I could have chose somebody to get in the ring with that no one knew, some nobody, just some sparring session of a match. But I told my team I want to make the biggest fight possible. And that may not be the biggest fight out there, but give me the biggest fight possible. They came back to me with two-time former world champ, Anthony Durrell. And he was ranked high enough in the WBC to make that a 12-round, a WBC title eliminator. You being the interim champ and that being a title eliminator means I fight him. That means we get it on next, right?
You were pressure. You didn't want to fight. That's why you got all those fucking demands.
Huh?
You got fucking pressure. You didn't want to fight. What did you ask for? 22-foot boxing ring? Rival gloves?
No,
blue corner? You want to come as the champion? Who's the champion? David, the Mexican monster is the champion. You want to come out as the champion.
Yeah. David said, let me talk. So being a 12-round, a title eliminator, that means I know I'm next in line to fight for the interim champ, which is David. And so going into the Durrell fight, I knew what was happening next. I knew the plan. And so, the narrative of me being pressured or bullied or cornered into, having to fight him, it's not the case. I knew going in, hey, 12-round title eliminator, that means interim belt next. And, the winner of this fight comes Canelo's mandatory for the WBC world title. So I'm exactly where I want to be. I'm in the fight that I want. In 2017, when David beat Ronald Graville, I was waiting, right at the bottom of the stairs saying, hey, let's make it happen. Let's do it. In 2019, I won a world title. 2020, me and my team, we reach out to Samson and say, hey, would you guys like to make something happen? He said, no, it's not time yet. We need to let that fight marinate. We need to let it, stay on the shelf for a minute, build it up, whatever. I don't know his intentions. So I go off on my mandatories. In the meantime, he loses his belt for a second time. And then all of a sudden, they're like, hey, let's fight. Well, I got the Canelo fight on the line now. So why would I toss that away to fight you? I don't know if you're going to show up on weight. I don't know if you're going to, I don't know what's going to happen. So why would I throw that chance away to fight for Undisputed, to fight a future Hall of Famer, to fight someone, one of the biggest fights in boxing? That's why we're in this, right? To have the biggest fights. So that's the fight I took, the Canelo fight. And March 25th, you ain't got to worry about me pulling out.
Show up.
I'm going to show up.
Take care of those fragile hands.
Yeah.
Okay, show up.
Because remember, this ain't my first big fight.
We want to see you.
This ain't my first one. I've been here before, and I've done it.
Show up.
And when I show up on weight, and I don't test positive for cocaine neither. So don't worry about me showing up.
Been knocked the fuck out already by Canelo pushing you to sleep. That's exactly what I'm going to do to you, too.
Hey, at the highest level, great fighters fight great fighters.
You still hit like a bitch. You got 13 fucking knockouts
already.
What? Fucking fight. You hit like a little bitch.
Ask Anthony Durrell. What I do to Anthony Durrell?
Oh, Benavidez, big mad. Cokehead looking ass, dude.
You ain't going to do nothing. You ain't going to do nothing.
You're scared. Look at you.
There's a lot of tough guy, rah-rah stuff.
Yeah, this fucking guy fucking looks like he's about to cry. Look at this fucking eyes. I know a pussy when I see one.
Yeah. Even his dad, senior, he calls all types of fighters bitches and pussies. And,
I respect everybody. You a bitch. I respect everybody.
You may, you may hear a banter between fighters. You may even hear a fighter say something like, "I've never lost to a white boy, and I'm not about to start now."
Who the fuck said that? When did I
Anthony Durrell?
Am I Anthony Durrell?
I'm not talking about you.
Anthony Durrell, so don't bring that up. Like if I'm the one saying that shit too.
I didn't say you said that.
Finish what the fuck you gotta say.
Then shut the fuck up and quit interrupting.
Benavidez.
We could have got outside and fucking hooked up.
He want to squabble right now, 100%.
This dude ain't scared. He's so mad. He's so mad. You're not gonna do nothing. So anyways, you hear Jose Senior, he calls fighters bitches and pussies, and you may hear that between fighters, but you don't normally hear boxing coaches talking like that. And the reason you don't really hear that is because a lot of boxing trainers, they've been in the ring.
Gotta go run, brother.
They've been in the ring. They fought before.
Exercise so you can run.
But you've never fought.
Close the fucking track.
You've never made that walk. You never had to lace up a pair of gloves and feed your family.
Bitch.
You don't know what it's like.
You're a bitch.
So it's easy for you to toss those words around because you've never had to do it.
You're a bitch.
Pop's getting dragged right now.
Never had to do it.
Hey, look at you. You want to cry?
Yeah, I want to cry. So anyways, March 25th, I'm going to be there. I'm going to be in shape. I'm going to be on weight. I ain't going to be on cocaine. And I'm going to whoop his ass.
Show up.
Stop it. He dragging that dude.
Should have brought your glasses so we could slap in the face.
Stop it. It's a shame Benavidez got them cane rolls because my doggy plant was
coming to the podium,
washing my man's head around the floor, dragging him around the floor like a mop.
Coming to the podium. Unbeaten. He's 26-0, 23 knockouts, He is the former two-time WBC super middleweight champion of the world. He has been nicknamed the Mexican Monster. He is David Benavidez.
First of all, I want to thank God because without him, none of this is possible. Secondly, I want to thank Al Heyman, Samson Lukowicz, Lisa Kubas, my father, Jose Benavidez, and David Garcia. This has been a fight in the making for the past 5 years, and I couldn't have come at a better time. I'm at my best right now, mentally and physically. There's been a lot of shit talking going back and forth, but on March 25th, I get to put hands on Caleb Plant. And trust me, when I say, I'm going to beat the fucking living shit out of you, pussy. I'm going to beat the living shit out you. Yo, yeah, and then when you're in the fucking ground bleeding from your fucking mouth, you're going to realize how to respect a real fucking monster. That's real. What? Wow.
So kicking off.
I'm scared because I'm fucking...
David, leave him alone. He's about to cry.
This dude, man, he has 13 knockouts. He thinks just because he knocked fucking Anthony Durrell out, that's supposed to mean something to me. I beat the shit out of Anthony Durrell when I was 23 years old. I was champion before you. I got 3 fucking belts right now. Man, I'm what you want to fucking be. You a fucking chump. You ain't nothing. And watch, March 25th, mark my words, I'm going to put this motherfucker in the hospital.
All right.
Hey, what's good, family? It's your man, the YB, back once again. Now, I have to salute my doggy, Benavidez, for coming through. He really did bring the energy to this one. Now, some people have been saying, Plant, he was a little flat. And some people are equating that to him being scary. Now, I don't know what it is, but I remember in the Canelo build-up, Plant, he was the bad guy. He was kind of like the Eminem kind of cat, wasn't he? The Eminem, trailer, trash, Donny kind of... That was his shtick, wasn't it? His shtick was on Eminem looking ass. And that's the vibe I got from him. He trying to be Eminem. 8 Mile and all that one. But now we're coming across like the corporate... I don't know what it is. Is it a case of... He's been to that level now. And that's what he mentions. He says, I've been here before. And I'm sorry, but Benavidez, he actually hasn't. Now, in all fairness, am I saying, is Plant that big lights level? Obviously not. Canelo is the big lights level, but still, Plant is battle tested. And Plant's not only battle tested, he's actually come through and just smoked on that Durrell pack. Durrell has never been one punch KO'd. Even when Benavidez fought him. Benavidez stopped him, but it was a blunt stoppage. It wasn't a lights out, ice cold. And apparently Plant's been training and honing that punchability. And I have to be honest with you, I actually bet on Plant not getting the stoppage. So that was a shock for everyone in the system. And apparently his new trainer, he'd be doing some next thing, so who knows. But with regards to why Plant was a little flat, I think, well, we're going to find out. And the way Plant boxes is scary anyways. It's not really going to affect his performance. Plant isn't a big run forward guy, so he doesn't need to be charged up. He can be, if he wants to be scary, he's going to run anyway kind of thing. So I can't see how it can affect his performance from Plant's point of view. But I'm leaning towards Plant's just matured. I think he's matured. He knows what this big fight's about. And he's cool and calm. That's what I really feel. I don't think some people can argue that, he's scared and whatever else. I think Benavidez, things have almost flipped round. Yeah? When Plant versus Canelo was happening, that was a case of Plant was new to the scene. And when people are nervous or unsure, they tend to do too much, don't they? And there's an argument Plant was doing too much in the Canelo build-up. And now the thing's almost flipped. Because Benavidez, he has not had a fight of this magnitude. Fact. Now, yeah, he had a close fight against Gavril, but Gavril, it wasn't supposed to be a close fight. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, Gavril was a solid dude. I don't know what happened to him, but the way he was, that's what makes me think this fight's a lot closer than people are saying. People are saying, Benavidez, he's a Mexico monster, but really, he's a Mexico monster against who? David Lemieux. Because when David Benavidez went in there with Gavril, he had 2 very close fights. Gavril actually, and that's what, honestly, a week ago, I was going to put big money on Benavidez. It wasn't until I found out that Gavril put his ass down. Mexico monster, honestly. The way Mike Tyson and everyone else has been hyping Benavidez, it got me gassed. I thought, wow, we know Plant can go down. Canelo, no gas, have an ass dude. He put Plant down, and Benavidez going to run right through him. But when I looked into it, He had 2 close fights with Gavril, and Gavril put him down. Gavril, I ain't gonna lie, Gavril's a solid dude. But still, what that shows is, Benavidez isn't punching for everyone. The minute he fought a real top quality guy, he couldn't put him down. And in fact, he got put down, which makes his chin suspect. Now people are saying Caleb Plant, in all fairness to Plant, when Plant got beat by Canelo, it was more to do with cardio. It wasn't a ice cold Anthony Durrell KO, for example. Plant's he's not chinny. I don't think Benavidez is chinny either, but the fact of the matter is, Benavidez has been put down. So everyone thinking that this is going to be some one way, I think this fight's 50-50, truth be known. I think Plant's got the perfect confidence now. He knows he can hang with Canelo, and really, he was winning a lot more of them rounds than the cards say. As we know, Canelo gets a lot more favoritism. But Plant was touching. He's pretty slick, I can't lie to you. He was touching Canelo. Now, they weren't having the effect, but who's to say, now that he'd get a little piece more power, who's to say them shots? If Gavril can put down Benavidez, why not Plant? Especially not this new Plant. Now, people keep saying, the Mexican monster. Listen, Benavidez, he a monster against E-level dudes. That's a fact. And even then, really, when you break it down, what cold KOs does Benavidez have? He doesn't really cold KO people. He grinds them down, but when you watch it back, Benavidez threw about 40 punches against Lemieux, and Lemieux was still standing there. I mean, it's great to do, it looks great, but when you break it down in your head, wait a minute, it took you 40 punches, and the E-level man is still standing there. We know Caleb Plant ain't going to be standing there for 40 punches. If it takes you 40 punches to get your dinner, to finish your dinner, there's something potentially wrong there. Because top level guys, Canelo, Plant, they ain't going to be, number one, standing there for 40 punches in a row. And number two, they ain't going to be not giving it back. You know for a fact, during, they're going to punch with you. During, they're going to move. So the myth of Benavidez being a big puncher, again, it didn't show in the Gavril fight. Why did Benavidez have 2 close fights with Gavril if he's the Mexican monster? I mean, the first fight you could say, wow, it was a fluke, but he went into the rematch and it was close again. Do you understand? So that, for me, has popped the balloon of Benavidez is just next level. And I think we're going to find out. And what Plant has that Gavril didn't. Plant has the slick. And Plant might have more power than Gavril as well. He might have with this new coach. I'm not sure. We've only seen one fight with a new coach. Plant was training with the other M&M. When Plant fought Canelo, he was training with the other M&M here, 100%. Plant had an M&M trainer. That's what, back in the Canelo fight. And then, after the Canelo loss, Plant, he left M&M and got another trainer. Yeah? He's only had that trainer for the Durrell fight. And he smoked on Durrell's pack. So who's to say, maybe, I don't know, but you know what I mean? Maybe he's going to get even more from there. Who knows? Because it does have to be said, Plant normally slaps. That's why he's not known to have much power. But when watch that Durrell fight, for the first time I see Plant turn his hand right over, and he got his knuckle right on the end of his chops, on Anthony Durrell's chops, and he was out cold. So it's the perfect momentum now. Benavidez he's been had great momentum. Plant, no, he's not only come back, he's come back against a decent dude, didn't get put down, so he knows he's solid. And really, I don't think Plant has been in a better position in his career. That stoppage, that loss to Canelo will tell him, I can take shots. If I can take shots from Canelo for 11 rounds, Benavidez ain't going to blow my back out. Not only that, I've just slept Anthony Durrell, his whole shtick used to be, you can beat a Durrell, you can't. I think, Durrell's never been stopped. Sorry, he's never been knocked out properly. Durrell was the guy that, you might stop him. Durrell was the guy, you can beat him, but you won't stop him. I think Benavidez then stopped him, but it was a blunt stoppage. It wasn't no lights out. And then the whole shtick was, yeah, you might be able to stop Terrell, but you ain't going to knock him out. And then he gets knocked out cold. Plant is the guy to have done that. No one else has done that. So Plant, psychologically, he's going to be gassed up right now. And that's why I don't believe that he's scared. I think he's actually calmly confident. I think he's genuine. I think Plant feeling himself. I think Plant thinking, yeah, I got rid of Eminem, and now we really about to get this one. And the little bits we've found out now, the fact that Plant was trying to make this fight in 2020, and Samson said, no, we're not ready yet, it needs to simmer. What happened to that? Team Benavidez didn't tell us that, did they? That's corny. What's that about? And they went quiet when he said that as well. Hella quiet. So yeah, I ain't gonna lie to you. I love the energy Benavidez has got, but I do wonder, is there some insecurity coming through? Now I think Benavidez thinks he's gonna punch a hole through Plant. Now I have to be honest. If Benavidez does smoke Plant, fair play to him. He will get full credit. I will not be saying, he beat Canelo's leftovers. I think this Plant is not a whole level, but I think this Plant is a half level above the one Canelo beat. I think it's better, I'm sorry. I have to be honest. So if Benavidez beats his Plant, I mean, if he stops him, yeah, it's going to be a real proper win. Proper win. I think this fight is as close to 50-50 as it can come, truth be known. Because people forget, again, Benavidez can be hurt, he can be put down, and he's good against static fighters. If you let Benavidez punch 100 times in a row, he will punch 100 times in a row. But what the Gavril fight showed, if you're strong enough and good enough to take a shot from Benavidez and give one back, Benavidez looks pretty average. That's the God honest truth. Benavidez looks dangerous if you're just standing in front of him and not throwing back. If you're throwing back, he starts to look pretty average. That's what both of the Gavril fights showed. He's not the monster. Now, the question is, can Caleb Plant hold a shot from Benavidez? If he can't, he'll be food like everyone else. I think he can. This fight's 50-50. I wouldn't like to say, genuinely, I'm not sure who wins this one. I'm not sure. Anyway, let me know your thoughts. And that's another thing. Regardless of who wins, the fans win for this one. 100%. I've been saying it for a while. I'm not going to cry over spilt milk, but you best believe the fans win on this one. Yeah, this is I'm gassed for this one. And we've got Jake Paul and Tommy Fury. We've got this fight. This year's setting up nicely. We just need to get the Crawford versus Errol Spence. This year might end up being the best year in boxing history. Yeah, Fury versus Usyk. Wow. Anyway, or Andy Ruiz versus Wilder. Wow. Yeah. Let me know your thoughts. Smash the like button, subscribe, and lick off the bell 100%.